Hello people, this is going to be in a slightly different style from normal. The anomalies on Super Trouper are just so many that to pause the video and put up a blank screen with the timing on, it's just going to be too bitty. So what I'm going to do is quickly read through the anomalies that I've got in my notes, beg your pardon, and then try and play Super Trouper out of phase for you, and then at the end I'll endeavour to put up a list of the timings where you can hear anomalies. Also, I have to apologise for the poor quality of this video. It's a bit dark outside and the eyesight camera can't really cope with that, so it's a bit pixelated, but hopefully you can adjust. Okay, so here we go then. Firstly, there's a very clear edit where the a cappella chorus at the beginning goes into the instrumental sort of chime bar-y sort of track at the beginning. Very clear on stereo, headphones, out of phase, whatever. At between 14 seconds and 28 seconds, that's that whole instrumental passage, the tape's very wobbly, and it's also the same in the corresponding passage in the second verse. At 29 seconds, you can hear the edit into verse 1, very clear out of phase, but also audible in stereo. And I think there seems to be a strange decision that the last phrase of the instrumental seems to be a couple of octaves higher on a much quieter sort of chimey, either a marimba or a xylophone sort of instrument. You'd have thought that they'd used something quite loud at that point instead. Now, at 31 seconds, you've got to be playing very loudly on headphones to hear this, but it's Frida's first line. Seems to be a lot more reverb on it than the rest of her vocal, especially the word sick. Sounds like it's almost been double tracked, the amount of reverb that's on there, but as I say, you have to be playing very loud to hear that. 41 seconds in out of phase, you'll hear sort of an edit in the word sing, wishing. In phase, the word sing towards the end gets a bit buzzy. Not quite sure why. Maybe the tape's been overloaded, or maybe there's actually been an edit cut into that word. At 51 seconds, and also round about 2 minutes 12 seconds, this is the bit that says, "So imagine I was glad to hear you're coming, everything will be alright." So there's that bit there. Or suddenly I feel alright, sorry. This snare sound changes and it lasts roughly until the chorus. Sounds like, again, an edit of a different take has been put in there, where the snare is slightly duller, slightly softer. And then, listening normally, Frida, poor Frida, I love Frida, she's my favourite member of ABBA, it has to be said, but poor woman, I wish that she'd put the T on the end of tonight. It actually sounds like tonight. Now, that vocal technique is actually not incorrect in terms of it being tonight, because if you sing tonight and hold it on, your vocal cords are in the wrong place, and so to make the I into an R sound is fine, but put the T on the end, and she does it in the second verse as well. Now, at 120, sounds like there's an edit. The mix turns brighter. It's in a purr of either Super Trouper, I can't remember which, but there seems to be an edit there, and as I say, the EQ goes a bit brighter. At 134 seconds, you can hear an edit to the instrumental. It's the edit into the instrumental. At 152, this is strange. In the word friends, out of phase, it sounds like there's an edit there, right in the middle of the word friends. In normal stereo, and again listen very loud on headphones. the whole track dulls in the middle of the word friends, very, very subtly. It's like a change of EQ or something like that. Sounds like, you know, possibly another edit into a different take. And they've tried to obviously match the same settings, but it's not quite the same. At 2 minutes 40 seconds, there's an extra loud purr, another either in Super or Trouper. Listen to it out of phase because that's where it's most obvious. That's usually a telltale sign that yet another edit has been made. At 2:54, that's the edit to the bridge. Now, listening normally, there's a very heavy strum of the guitar which disguises the edit. Out of phase, the whiny guitar, that comes in a little bit earlier, and you can hear the edit much more clearly out of phase. Right, at 3:31, you could only hear this out of phase. You've got to be a bit of an anorak. Stick your ear right up to the speaker. You'll hear a very distant shout, because out of phase, all of the tonight the bits of that lead into the chorus disappear, because they're mainly centre stage, and out of phase, as I've said before, seems to cut the centre stage, and so the only thing you can hear out of phase will be a remnant of the main vocal and a backing vocal. At 3 minutes 35 seconds, so you'll still be wondering where the shout is 4 seconds earlier. And you might find that, you know, unless you listen over and over again, you'll miss the edit in the word blind, which is also audible out of phase. Again, only out of phase. At 3 minutes 44 seconds, you'll hear a boom that sounds like a mic being knocked or something like that. At 3:49, there's an edit in the bells, and you can hear it in headphones quite clearly. Listen out for find, blind, all those words. I've put 3:49, but it's all over the place really. There seems to be, the bells just seem to have this funny sort of burbling sound at them, and it's, as I say, it's most obvious in the finds and blinds. At 3:52, again, is it my imagination, but does the whole thing speed up? And at 4 minutes and 1 second, again, out of phase here, seems to be a little bit of hum, high-pitched, or relatively high-pitched hum, joins in towards the fade. I don't know what it is. Is it deliberate or not?